I respect the autonomy and dignity of my patients.
Ahead of the 2024 Nigerian Medical Association Games tagged ECO 2024, medical experts have called on Nigerians, especially those in the health sector, to engage in conscious physical exercise on a regular basis.
We all know the importance of regular physical activity.
Speaking at the pre-Games scientific conference organized by NMA Lagos on Thursday, February 15, a professor of exercise physiology, Dr. Grace Otinwa, emphasized the need for Nigerians, especially medical practitioners, to exercise regularly to practice what they preach.
You are so important to us because when any patient is sick, they look at you as their savior, in quote. Whatever you say is the final, as far as some of them are concerned. Even if they are going to do otherwise, they are going to help tenaciously to your prescriptions. So we are saddled with the task of doing the basic assignments now. It's a joyful thing for me. But then, as we grow older, we must not subject ourselves to undue stress. So I appeal to us that we must make deliberate effort to stay healthy. When you tell us to go do ABC, I hope you will also reciprocate. Physical activity is something you can easily do, even though it is not the same thing as exercise. I would recommend that you participate in exercise because it has more benefits than physical activity.
The event themed Advancing Health and Fitness, Bridging Medicine and Sports Science had in attendance members from all levels of the NMA as well as individuals from related organizations.
Despite the fact that regular exercise is good,
Dr. Ajibare is the guest lecturer at the event. He urged all health practitioners to continually educate the populace and also challenged the government to increase health insurance policy.
So for government, we need to provide security, of course. Then by providing walkways, basic amenities, facilities for exercise and recreation, we need to improve and equip our hospitals and our emergency services. We need to do a widespread provision of automated electrical defibrillators in all public offices. Then, of course, we need to improve health insurance to cover all Nigerians. We need to legislate against cigarette smoking, clamp down on illicit drugs, employ and retain more health practitioners, and we need to incorporate basic life support training into school curriculum at all levels. There are some primary schools now that they are teaching them first aid and all that. So those are the things that we need to keep doing. Then, of course, as health practitioners, we need to update our knowledge. We need to know the current trends. We need to have, basic life support certification.
The keynote speaker ensured that the event did not end without taking every member of the audience on a light exercise.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly back to position.
She, however, advised faith-based organizations, NGOs, and most especially government at all levels to create wellness centers across and around to allow Nigerians check their health status at any given time.
The need for wellness center is extremely important because, one, it's a preventive measure where individuals can just walk in, know their resting values, like resting blood pressure. They could also take their weight, take their height themselves. They could do a lot of tests on their own because we have enabling technologies that can fast track this. Now, what is the implications, or what are the implications of this feedback? It will first help individuals to ascertain their status and to know whether they are doing well in health or not. because too many Nigerians don't take time to go and measure themselves.
The National Games Master, Dr. Israel Jeremiah, took the audience through the history of the doctor's game in Nigeria and its impact on the health of medical doctors.
We're also supposed to use NMA sports towards achieving comradeship among doctors in Nigeria, as well as improving physical fitness. Let me say at this point that comradeship we have actually achieved. It will go down in the annals of this association that the NMA Games is actually the only activity of the NMA that every doctor, particularly the young ones, identify with and participate in. Chapter 1 refers to the first edition of the Games, which held in the oil-rich town of Eket in Akwa Ibom State under Dr. Uche Ojimma. This was within the regime of Dr. Enabulele. In that Games, we played 8 events: football, basketball, tennis, table tennis, badminton, chess, Scrabble, and drafts. Of all of these, we had both male and female categories except for football. On that trip to Eket, there are 3 notable names. I must mention them. Number 1 is Dr. Patrick Eshet. Dr. Patrick Eshet today is Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Iang. Was the secretary of the club. I don't know. I believe that the Lord ministered unto him. But whatever it was, the reception we received was unimaginable. So at that point, we're not talking about whether we will use this place again. It is about what we need to do to improve the place to use it. We need to paint these courts. We need to put net here. We need to put a ring there. My brother, at the end of the day, I think we parted with one small sum of money. A few hundreds, nothing extraordinary, nothing bogus. And lo and behold, we had a venue for our games.
NMA Lagos Chairman Dr. Benjamin Olowo Jebutu urges the general public to ensure regular exercise is done by individuals, while emphasizing that one of the reasons for the NMA Games is for physical fitness.
6 previous games, and we thought about that it won't just be just a normal idea, just come out and just have fun, play and sport. But I wanted to document this particular part of this game, so we have scientific approach to the games, so we can have like a communique that shows Nigerians that we're not just coming to play, we're coming to add knowledge to play, so that there's physical activity and also there's also mental activity, so that after this program we're going to have a communique that tells us and Nigerians what we have achieved, what we can do by bringing forth sports science and healthcare together, so that in this hardship we have in this country, in these sudden death issues, we can know what to do actively as physically to help us cope death and help us cope frequent going to the hospital, because now people cannot afford to go to the hospital like that again.
Today's event has been all sorts of rewarding. Yeah, starting from being very educative and informative from the keynote address by Professor Grace Otiwa. She just expounded more on the need to be active and not just being physically active, busy doing things, but exercising, which is an intentional thing as regards lifestyle. I think for me, the most important aspect of it was going back in history to look at what the Games has been over the past few years since it started in 2012, and it's been very interesting seeing the trajectory over the past years, and I'm looking forward now more than ever to seeing what ECO 2024 is going to be like.
In practice of medicine itself, it's a teamwork. No one group has it all. Doctors will do their own, the lab will do their own, and then coming together is the best thing that can happen to any organization. It will benefit us, it will benefit the doctors, it will benefit NMA. So that's the reason we decided to partner together.
The 7th edition of the Nigerian Medical Association Doctors Games, ECO 2024, will commence on Monday, February 19 and end on Saturday, February 24 at the Unilag Sports Complex, Akoka, Lagos. The general public is invited to witness all activities.